Howdy, this is the Rodfather 916. A few weeks ago, I saw a video on TikTok and Instagram with a man beating the crap out of this woman, sort of culminating with him throwing her into a large screen TV. I was disturbed that this video was on social media because normally they take things off like that, fights. But from what I understand, people were filming the video and re-uploading it. So, yes, there's a fan for people watching violence, and I'm sort of guilty of watching girl fights. So, I have to watch myself. But we learned that the culprit or the perpetrator in this video was a former NFL star called zacstacy. He was with the New York Giants. And this man boy, and I call bullies and people who attacks people who are smaller than man boys. So I want to talk about domestic violence, and I'm talking to men, women, gay women, violence. But I'm going to start with my own story. Many years ago, I met someone online. We really hit it off. We had a lot of things in common, and I was invited to stay with her in her home. So I flew to the city and rented a car, and we met at a restaurant. I take it somebody dropped off at the restaurant. And there's this restaurant in this massive this shopping center, massive. And I went back to my car, and this garage was like 8 stories high, and I could not find my way out of this garage. I thought I went where I went. I thought I was going out. It was leading me to another massive garage. So it took me some time. So, of course, when I finally get out and get to the restaurant, she's pissed. I understand that. I'd be annoyed as well. So I got out and opened the door and apologized. And as I'm apologizing, she hit me in the chest. Hard. Well, I'm a big man. I wasn't bruised, but no, there's no reason you should hit me. So we got in the car, and she's yelling at me and telling her stupid and hitting me on the shoulder as I'm driving away. And I'm saying to myself, this is just not working for the Rodfather. This is not working for me. Because 1, you're not going to hit me. 2, you're not going to embarrass me. There's not going to be a second time. So we're driving, and she's talking. All she's doing, we're having a great time in the restaurant, but the drive to her place, she was criticizing my driving. I drove too slow. I could have made that light. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was saying, you know what? I can't do this weekend. So finally got to her place. I pulled in the driveway. I got up in my car, I opened the door for her, and I said, "Arrivederci, baby. I can find somebody just like I found you. I'm out of here." Without them hitting me, belittling me, the whole 9 yards. So she called. She called my hotel. She called me everything in the book, everything she could think of. And then I just stopped answering the phone. I wasn't arguing with her. I was done. Put a fork in me. Done. Didn't respond to the phone call. Never saw her again ever. That was it. I was done. Everybody wants to be loved, to be in a relationship, to have someone who's special to them, who lights up in the room when they enter the room. Everybody does. It's a wonderful feeling. It really and truly is. I miss it sometimes. But love shouldn't hurt. If the person, man or woman, is secure, he doesn't need to belittle. He encourages her. They walk side by side. And this is true of any gay or straight couple. They encourage each other. And they treat each other like the jewels they are, shining, glowing. But a man who's insecure wants to be on top. And sometimes he physically, verbally, or both belittles his partner because he wants that person beneath them. And some men enjoy it. Some women enjoy beating and humiliating their person they're supposed to love. Love to hear the crying, the screaming, the begging, because you're giving them power. Yet people stay in relationships with an insecure man, boy, or a woman who ain't grown, because there have been times when the relationship has been violent. There have been times where the person showed gentleness and love, and the heart is hopeful of more. But in a violent relationship, it rarely happens. And so often the other person, the victim, and I say that lightly, walks on airshell, does everything not to irritate their mate. And just that alone, you should not have to live in that type of fear or that type of terror. That if you step on a can or didn't wash a dish correctly, or didn't mow the lawn or dump the garbage or wash the clothes, or why would you want to live in that environment? Something striking I read, that the victim, and this happened on the 13th of November in Oakland, Florida. The victim is the baby's mama, Kristen Evans. And mind you, he beat the crap out of her in front of their 6-month-old kid. Something could have thrown off and hit him, but he was so enraged. But something she said, because often when people say, well, you know, he's never done that to me before. Bullshit. And something she said in an interview, she says, I love this man and we had plans together. I have read 3 reports. Now, despite Zacstacy having a restraining order on him, I don't see anything where he kicked the door down. Yes, she was smart about the video system, but now he knows where the cameras are and he'll just strip those down when he goes to kill her in front of her or in front of their kid. Hopefully that won't happen. I don't want to wish that on anybody. Take that out of the universe. But this happened before. When the first time a person hits you with intensity, that's the time you should leave. If you choose not to leave, you've given them permission to hit you again. I've been through this, not in a personal relationship, but through friends and sometimes family members. Oh no, he just gets mad. It's the victim that makes the excuse. I've been in situations where they're like a house full of people and the woman's taken to the basement and they kick the crap out of her. And the first time I was upset because a lot of men didn't move. I get it now. I get it now. But I was upset. I was probably 17, 18. They didn't move because their lives might be in danger. Because a victim will always choose the perpetrator. I've experienced that. So I got it. And for the women, because 99% with a man like this, you are the person who's in charge of the children. Mom, your son looks at you the way that he doesn't look at his dad. And him watching you get beat up by his dad tells him that's how a relationship is. That's a normal relationship. Because why would a mother, if she didn't love him, why would she stay when he's beating him? That's how the mind works. Dads, you've told your daughter, this is just normal. When I meet somebody, they should just clock me and throw me into a big screen TV. Because that's the way he shows his love. Now, of course, those of you who know people in violent relationships know this is falling on deaf ears. They're hopeful that that one time that he made her feel really good and special is going to return. And this is where you have to sort of save yourselves. You may have to remove yourself from that person. Because people change when they want to change. One of the excuses of a person who batters women is that, she sets me off. Well, I've lived in New York and I've lived in San Francisco. I've seen crazy on the street. Crazy will attack anybody. Young man, crazy. There's a mental imbalance. That's crazy. But for the rest of them, they choose wisely. I doubt zacstacy would jump on somebody like me. I'm 6'4" and 380 pounds. I doubt that would happen. I doubt he's jumped on many men in his life that were bigger than him. Because remember, that man boy needs to beat down the person he's with to make himself higher and more superior. Some of the men are so terrified that their women will believe them that they've got to break them emotionally and physically and say they're nothing. Nobody's going to want them. And to prove it, some men take extreme measure, throwing acids in the woman's face, cutting her face, disfiguring her. And yet they stay. We have options. But if your friend is abuse and the abuse is making you weary and making your heart beat, you can love them from afar. Doesn't mean you love them less, but you have to love yourself more. That's why you don't let somebody put a hand on you. You don't wish it away. You don't hope it goes away. You don't let it happen. You remove yourself from the situation. You have that MF arrested the first time it happens. And women, don't tell your daughters, he's just playing. Because you're telling it's all right for the boy to put hands on him. Because I guarantee you the brothers and the fathers are saying, beat his ass. Let us know, we'll beat his ass. Having a man is not worth it. Gay men, gay women, having a relationship is not worth it. When it's abusive and you have to live a life in fear and unhappiness. This is a Rod Father, 916, wishing you all love, joy, and happiness. Life is beautiful. You have choices. Make the right one, okay? Rod Father out. Bye.